Merry Christmas! Yeah, I know I'm probably potentially a little bit early for most of you, but I absolutely love Christmas. It's one of my favourite times of the year. And the reason it's my favourite time of the year is not because of the all of the money that you have to spend and all of the materialistic rubbish. The reason it's my favourite time of the year is because it tends to bring out the best in people. It brings out what we call Christmas spirit. But what it actually brings out in some of the most hardened people around is that willingness, potentially for some people, for the first time in the year, to actually think about something other than themselves and think about other people and think about what they can do to help others and to make other people smile. And that is why I absolutely love Christmas. It's not because of all the materialistic 3D stuff. No, that's not why. It's because of what it brings out inside of you, in your heart. And you know, you get to see your family that potentially you've not had time to see all year. You get to just sit and chat and eat food and connect with people that you love. So there's little hubs of light all over the world, and that light is made brighter because of love. Essentially, if you think about Christmas, it's all about love. And that is what the spirit of Christmas is. So that is why I absolutely love Christmas. I don't have any Christmas decorations actually up in my house at the moment. Bit behind the curve on that one. And that's because when I get them down out of the loft, it creates carnage everywhere. And you're hoovering up tinsel everywhere and bits of tree and oh. So I just want to finish all of my QHHT appointments. Then I'll get the Christmas decorations out. So my kids are like, Mummy, everyone's got the tree up. And I'm like, it's only the 4th of December. Yeah, I'll get there. Anyway, I'm really, really, really excited about the session that I have to share with you guys today. It's absolutely amazing. It's the motherlode of all sessions with regards to the shift, the event, New Earth, information that we need to know to prepare for the shift. It's a really, really, really fabulous session. And literally, this information only came to me 2 days ago. So this information that I am able to share with you guys today is not a session that I personally conducted. It's a session that came to me from two very good friends of mine who are both QHHT practitioners who are based in South Africa, Derek Mendelsohn and Lisa Armstrong. And I was sat at my computer early this week and I was going through my sessions and I was choosing a topic to speak on because I like to choose a different topic if I can every week. And the topic I was going to talk about was Lemuria, because I've not done a video on Lemuria yet. I've done a couple on Atlantis, but not Lemuria. And Lemuria consciousness is rising again. I'm getting people mentioning Lemuria a lot in the sessions, getting people going to Lemuria. So I'm actually seeing what Lemuria was like, which is incredible. So I was going to share Lemuria with you guys. Anyway, I'm sat there on my computer tapping away. And I get a message pop up from my good friend Derek Mendelsohn, who I absolutely love to pieces, who is just, he's just pure light and he's wonderful. And he sent me a message saying, Laura, you need to listen to this. And when a QHHT practitioner, who is also a friend, says that to you, you're like, okay, maybe I need to stop what I'm doing and listen to this. So what he sent me was his own personal QHHT session that he had conducted on him by my other amazing friend, Lisa Armstrong. they'd got together over the weekend in South Africa, and QHHT practitioners often do this when we've got a spare weekend, potentially, when it's a bit quiet. We'll get together and we'll do sessions for each other because it helps raise our light, it helps raise our frequency and vibration, and then in turn we then pass that on to the people that we see. So practitioners will very often do sessions on each other. I've got a session coming up soon with a very good friend of mine, Yvette Shepherd. We're doing swap sessions for each other as well, for that same reason. It's like an MOT for practitioners. So anyway, Derek sent me his session that he had with Lisa, and I'm listening to it to start off with, and I'm thinking, oh, this sounds interesting. And then I had to stop what I was doing and I just had to give it my full attention. And I was sat literally with my jaw on the floor for the whole hour and a half. In my personal opinion, it's the best QHHT session that I've ever heard in terms of information regarding the shift, the event, New Earth, what's going to happen. And I can say that I'm not blowing my own trumpet because it's not my session, it's my friend's session. So I literally believe it's the best information that I've ever heard. And after I listened to this session, I said to Derek and Lisa, I said, look, can I share it? And they were like, yeah, that's why we sent it to you. We want you to share it because this information needs to get out to as many people as possible, as soon as possible, so everybody is aware of the information that I'm about to share. So Derek and Lisa are sharing the information as far and wide as they can throughout the QHHT community. And I'm sharing this information on YouTube with you guys. So you have it, and you have our complete blessing to share this information as far and as wide as you like. You can put it in whatever groups you like, just share it because it's information that needs to get out there. What is very special and significant about this particular quantum healing session is, for the majority of the session, Dolores Cannon herself was in the session. She was communicating directly with Derek. And Derek, at a point in the session, went to a place in time where Dolores Cannon was on the New Earth, and Derek and Dolores were communicating with each other on New Earth, and she had lots and lots of information and messages that she wanted to be passed to us in this time, right now. So it's a very exciting session. Before I start with the information, I just want to try and help the people that may potentially struggle with how this all works. I want to try and give you an analogy to help you understand how this all works, basically. So if you think of Source, God, Creator, the one true light, if you think of Source as the branch, no, the trunk, let's get off on the right foot, the trunk of a tree. So Source is the trunk. So Derek, whose session that this was, his particular soul, his soul essence, if you like, is a huge branch coming off the tree trunk of Source. And this branch is Derrick's soul branch. And what that means is all of the little twigs coming off of this branch are different lifetimes that Derek is living. Stay with me here. So Derek is a twig. Derrick's one of the twigs. And Derrick's twig connects to his soul branch. So when he connects to his soul, he can access all of the other twigs on his branch. And all of the other twigs on his branch are different lifetimes that Derek is living right now. And that is how we can explain how we're all one, how we're all connected. If we use the analogy of a tree, the tree of life, Think of the tree of life. Beautiful, beautiful analogy. Derek is a twig. Sorry, Derek. You know you're much more than a twig, my darling. But there's nothing wrong with twigs. Disclaimer. Derek is a twig, and his branch that he accesses through hypnotherapy, QHHT, connects him to another twig. So this other twig that we're going to connect to today is another lifetime that Derek is living right now, that we go into, that's in a different point in time, that gives this information. I hope I've just not confused you even more. But that's how we can access source. That's how we access source, through meditation, basically. When we center ourselves and we go deep inside and find our light, we're going from our twig into our soul branch, and our soul branch leads to source. So in meditation, you can travel through your own personal tree of life to connect with the one true creator. Sorry, I'm just wiping my glasses live on air. Sorry about that. It's a little bit of a habit of mine. I hate looking through fingerprinted glasses. It's horrendous. Right. Okay, here we go. We're going in. So Derek gave me a bit of information around what he could see at the beginning, that gave me a bit more of an idea of what he was talking about. And he explained to me that when he went into this lifetime, he was in a spaceship. He was in a spaceship, and it felt like it was on tracks. It felt like it was being drawn in to wherever it was going. And where this spaceship was going was to a space station. And he said that it was a very long tunnel with overhead lights that he was in, that was going to a space station. And on one side of this space station, craft, like the craft that he's on, were coming in. In the middle of the station was all of these admin personnel who was sorting everybody out. And on the other side of the station, people were leaving in other crafts to be relocated to other planets. And these were the people that were not going to New Earth. So these were the people that did not have the high enough vibrational frequency to resonate with the new Earth, the new universe that's being born. So the beings that Derek is helping right now, the beings, the people, are people on Earth that when the shift happens, do not have the vibrational frequency to align with the new Earth. So everybody that's on the ascension path, when the light arrives on Earth, they just go straight to the new universe. They go straight to the new Earth because their frequency aligns with the new universe. So where Derek is right now, in this other lifetime, as this being, he is helping the people on Earth who are good people. They're good people, but they just didn't raise their frequency enough in time. They didn't raise their frequency enough in time. So they are being taken from the Earth by all of these ships that we see. So if you're as thirsty for knowledge as I am, you're connected to all of these different people. Oh, I can't remember the lady's full name. Wonderful lady. I think it's Gina. Lady called Gina in Salem often puts pictures of all the ships that are around the sun, and she does something with a camera where she can picture the ships. You know, we're seeing pictures all over the world coming from everywhere of ships. The fleets are here. The fleets are here inside of the Earth. The fleets are here around the sun or suns. All of the ships are ready. And the darkness on Earth are aware of that. They're aware of what's happening. They're sticking their head in the sand. They're trying the hardest to maintain the grip on reality. But life will always find a way. And this is what's happening. So the ships are everywhere and waiting for the event. Derek goes into a point in time where, in this lifetime that he's in, he is on one of these ships that's currently waiting, and he's picking people up and he's taking them to this space station. So I'm going to read the session from this point on. I just wanted to give you some contextualization. Is that even a word? I don't know, I might have just made that up. I just wanted to give you something to go off, because when I listened to this session, at first my heart was beating like a rabbit, because I was like, what on earth has happened? And later on it all becomes clear, but I was a little bit scared to start off with, so I just wanted to put your minds at rest before we start. Okay, I'm going to start now, sorry. So, Derek says, I'm in a ship. It feels like it's on tracks. It's taking me to what looks like a big ship that's in front of me. We later find out that that's a space station. The ship I'm in, it's got a glass bubble in the front. Ooh, I've got pointed white shoes. My body seems very long. I've got trousers on. I seem very, very thin. I've got a long torso and a silvery top on. And then Lisa says, do you feel masculine or feminine energy? Masculine. I almost want to say I feel like I'm an insect person being so thin. But now I look at myself, I have long blonde hair and blue eyes. I have a large sash around my shoulders and torso. I feel very smart. I've got white hands and I've got a big ring on one finger. It looks like it has a ruby in it. When you look in it, it seems to have no end. So Lisa asks, is it a special kind of stone? What is that stone? It's magic. It can transport me anywhere. Where did you get that ring? It was gifted to me a long time ago. It's where I come from. Do you have any information on that at this stage? So Lisa's asking him if he has any information about where he comes from. And Derek says, I'm not sure if that's where we're going now. We're going somewhere. And so Lisa asks him, do you have a sense of anyone else on your ship? Is there any cargo, or is it just you on this ship? And he says he doesn't have any sense at this point. He's still acclimatizing. He's still, immersing his consciousness into this lifetime. He's still dealing with the fact that he's a very thin white being. So Lisa asks him, how are you driving the ship? I don't know. It's just speeding off by itself. Is there anyone else on the ship with you? I'm looking now. The strange thing is, if I have to look behind me, I feel that the cargo is people. It's all different types of beings. And I've got a sense of them behind me. And we're whizzing through space and time. I have a feeling that I'm helping them to relocate to other parts of the universe. That's incredible. Is this your job? No, I'm helping out because it's an emergency. I almost want to say Earth is going down, and it's very sad. And then he starts crying. He's very, very, very upset. The emotion of the situation rises up, and he feels the enormity of the situation that he's in. He's helping relocate people off of Earth, and he feels the sadness for the part of the Earth that is left in 3D, basically. And Lisa says, this sounds very sad. What's happened? Yes, it is very sad. The Earth is plummeting down as we know it. And Lisa at this point, because he's so sad, so much emotion is coming up, says, if you choose to, you can choose not to experience that pain. You don't have to feel it. But if you want to, you can also feel that pain. It's your choice. It's entirely up to you. And he says he's happy to be helping, to be taking people away from that part of the earth across the universe. So Lisa asks him, how did you get to do this job? How is it that you are helping? It's because people had to move out in an emergency. You're doing a wonderful job. How does it feel to be helping these people? It feels wonderful to help, but I feel so sad seeing the earth. It's dark. It's dark with white clouds, and it's plummeting down. Do you have any information about how or why this happened? We've had very little warning to get the people off. That's why people are going back there very quickly in the ships, and I have to go back and pick more people up. What's happening now? I'm going to a waiting station to drop people off, and then I'm going back. I've done this 5 times already, and I can only do it another 8 times before the ship will no longer be able to go back there. Our ships move at lightning speeds. Why won't the ship be able to go back there? As the vibration will have plummeted too low, and the ship will be vaporized if I try to access it anymore. So that I found was really interesting. He's in this ship as this different part of himself, a different part of him in a different lifetime. He's helping the beings on Earth who haven't made it to New Earth. He's helping get them off the Earth. And he's doing this because his ships move very, very, very quickly. They move at lightning speeds. He only has a certain amount of time to go back, forth, back, forth, back, forth to this space station to get as many people off Earth as possible before he is no longer able to access the vibration that the old 3D Earth plummets to, because the vibration goes too low. And if he tries to access the Earth beyond that time, his ship will be vaporized. It will no longer be able to even access the old Earth. So Lisa says, I see. Are you getting any more information about why this is happening? And Derek says, I see a yellow star and a blinding flash. And Lisa asks, and what is that? Derek says, it's energy from source. And I get a sense of it's not ended up the way that we would like it to have worked out. All of those people that stay in the old part of the earth, it will take them a very long time to come out of that. So I just want to give some more information around that. At this point, Derek is seeing the event. So he's seeing the solar flash. He's seeing the light from source, from creator. And the light from source causes the 2 worlds to split. And those who have risen in the love consciousness, who have raised their vibration to the necessary level to access the new earth. So basically all you have to do is just be in the love vibration. Those people go to new earth. The people that Derek is helping are the beings that do not quite make... Sorry, I've just had a huge wave of emotion come over me. The beings that Derek is helping are the people that have not quite made the vibration necessary to go to the new earth. Those beings will be helped. Those people will be helped. They will be taken off the old earth straight away. This is what Derek is doing now. They'll be moved to a sorting station, which is a space station, and they will be taken to other places. The reason why Derek feels so sad is he feels sad for the souls that are still on the old part of the earth who aren't able to be taken, because they will then be taken with that lower vibration. The vibration will drop because it will feel like all of the light has left the world, and that's basically what will happen. And he feels a deep, profound sadness for those souls that will then effectively be trapped for a very, very long time in the lower vibrations. And many of those souls will have been playing the role of the darkness. And many of those souls will find their light through being dropped into that lower vibration. So there's a moment of deep sadness here in the session, because Derek is essentially grieving for the dark souls that are trapped in the lower vibration. Because at the end of the day, we are all one. You know, the darkness provides contrast in the universe to allow us to grow, to allow us to find our light, to allow us to progress back to the one. But the darkness within it still has a little teeny speck of light. All darkness. You know, all of the entities that we take off of people, and all of the very, very dark lifetimes that we see, people always have that spark of light. Everything has the spark of light, because we are all one. So then Lisa asks him how he's doing with his loads, how he's doing with collecting the people after the flash. I've got 5 more loads to do now. Are other people driving other ships doing the same thing? Yes, there's a whole fleet. Do you have any other information on the beings that he's taking off the earth? No, not really. It's all too quick. They go to, it feels like an immigration station where it's decided where they will go to next. And who decides where these beings will go to next? The humans on Earth who haven't made the jump. There's like boards of people, boards of beings that decide. Boards, okay. Who determines these boards? There's committees of people who have the books, and it always refers to books of life, the Akashic records, books of their soul, and they will decide where these people will do best, where they will flourish next. And the ships are coming in to the other side of the space station, and they're coming to collect the people and take them to where they need to go. It's all happening very quickly. So Lisa asks at this point, how was it supposed to happen on Earth? Do you have a sense of what's gone wrong? The universe has shifted. How did that change everything? The whole universe that the old Earth is in has shifted into darkness. The new universe is beautiful, but I feel so sad. Can you explain that a bit more? The universe as we know it, so 3D Earth, where Earth is at present, has descended into darkness. That's the 3D Earth. And a whole new universe has been created, which is the 5D consciousness, the 5D Earth. But I just feel so sad. Lisa says, it's amazing that you are there to help those beings. I'm happy to do it. And there is an amazing future for everybody. So it's like a happy day and a sad day. Yes, I've just come back from bringing the last load. It's like I've got a sense of the whole universe is like a falling star underneath me. Everything seemed dark, but now suddenly everything is blue and golden and stunning and happy. How did that happen? It's a shift, and the whole new universe has opened up, and it is beautiful. And what happened to that other universe? The universe that was falling, the one that has got the 3D Earth in. That has shifted into another time and space. And what will happen to that universe that's got the 3D Earth in it? And Derek clarifies, the universe that's got the 3D Earth in it, it's, let me give you an analogy, it's going to be like opening up a bag and turning it inside out. And Lisa says, but all of the beings that you've saved, are they going to the new universe? Yes, and some of them are going to other planets. And where are you going? And Derek says, I'm on the new Earth. Can you describe what it's like? I can hear beautiful sounds, beautiful harmonies, lovely music, like piano music, beautiful sounds and harmonies, and very, very, very peaceful and tranquil. It sounds amazing. Are you there now? Yes. I'm having a look to see where I'm going. I'm in the ship and it's just pulling up. I've come to a place that just floats. Can you describe it? It's not a city. It's just a few buildings. They're quite golden. They're floating somewhere. I want to stay there. You can be anywhere really on this new Earth. The ships are just pulling up there now. What's happening now? There's a lot of festivities. People are gathering. I see a crowd in front of me. They're rejoicing that we are all here. The crowd are in front of me now. And how does that make you feel? There's a small group of people in front of me rejoicing, and it's like the sound of bells with all different groups in different places. It's like the old days that you hear about, where they would pass a message through light. So on the top of a hill you'd see a light go on, and then when people on another hill would see that light go on, they would switch, they would light their fire and their light would go on and on and on and on and on. And it causes a chain of light, a chain of information that spreads. It's amazing, it's beautiful. We feel very sad about what has happened to the old Earth, but we are very privileged to be here. We are going to learn so many beautiful things about transportation to the other planetary systems, travel to other systems and universes and galaxies. We're communicating with people in other galaxies far away. We are all one on this planet in essence, and all the universes are all one too. Over here, we can go to the other universes. We can go and tour through all of the different universes. Over here, it is wonderful. Does anything stand out as important, what you can do now? Yes, I'm seeing a very tall, it almost looks like an obelisk. It's like a rectangular structure going up. Is this on the new Earth? No, it's in another universe. It's almost as tall as a tower. What is it? It's a structure that you can go and visit, and you go into it. And when you go into it, you can make decisions as to where you want to go in any universe, and you can go and visit wherever you want to visit. All of your interests are catered for. So is this where you are now in this structure? Yes, there's crystal chandeliers there at the top. Oh, Dolores Cannon is here as well. So I'm going to stop that there, and I'm going to carry on and tell you Dolores' message in a minute, but I just want to check at this point that everybody understands what's happened, so there is no confusion. So Derek has gone into a lifetime where he's a different being. So this is another part of his soul that's living now in a different lifetime. He's in a different time and space. He's accessed the point in time where the shift has happened. The solar flash, the light has happened. It's hit the earth. All of the souls that are ready to ascend have ascended to New Earth. They're all celebrating. Little pockets of people all over the New Earth, dotted around like flames. And as they're celebrating and shining their light, they're passing the light on, and everybody is celebrating all over the New Earth. On the old Earth, any beings that weren't quite at the right vibrational frequency to magnetize to that new universe, that new Earth, because you have to be a certain vibration to go there. You can't go there unless you are a high vibration. So if I could give you any advice right now, it is what I say to you every week. Make sure you keep vibrating high. So all of the beings, all of the humans, all of the creatures that didn't have the high enough vibration to magnetize to the new 5D universe, the new 5D Earth, they are being taken on ships to different places to live out the rest of their 3D incarnation in different places. And if they manage to raise their vibration in different places, I know when they pass to spirit side, they will be given the opportunity to come across to New Earth, if that is what they choose. So do not worry about any loved ones. The only beings that will be left on the old Earth, we're talking real darkness. You know, we're talking, they don't want to move these beings off that old Earth. They don't want to relocate them anywhere because they don't want to spread that darkness anywhere else. So the old Earth that everyone is feeling sad about, that is descended, that is just utter darkness. And my guess is, you know, those beings, because it has descended so dark, it might be the catalyst, and I've said this before, that makes them find their light and helps them rise up. But whatever happens, the old Earth, the old 3D Earth, will be in a dying universe. It will be in a place that there's no light there anymore. And everything needs light. So I hope you all followed me on that one. So we've literally seen the point in time where the split happens, the solar flash happens. Derek is in another lifetime as this tall white being that's got amazing blonde hair, and he's taking people to this space station who didn't quite make the vibrational frequency to make the shift. They are going to a space station to be relocated to other amazing planets where they will finish out their 3D incarnation. Everybody else who's on the ascension train has been lifted by the flash. Now, don't forget, light is consciousness. We're already raising our consciousness, our vibrational frequency every week. You know, every week when we watch these videos and we get together and share our frequencies, we're raising our frequency every week. And we will have magnetized to the new universe, New Earth. And the darkness that have been given ample opportunity to turn to the light, if they're still sticking their heads in the sand and insisting that they want to be darkness, then they will be left in the old 3D Earth. This is the splitting of the worlds. Dolores Cannon spoke about this years ago. If you're new to the channel and you've never heard of this before, and you've made friends with me on Facebook and somehow you've stumbled across this video and I'm red pilling you in real time, really sorry about that. But yeah, you might want to read up on what's actually going on in the world right now. It's the splitting of consciousness. It's the evolution of the beings who are ready to evolve in this school. The consciousness of Earth, Gaia, is coming with us to the new universe. She wants to ascend. We all want to ascend. And this is actually happening. So, okay, I'm going to carry on with Dolores Cannon's message now. So he's now on the new Earth, and he's chatting to Dolores Cannon on the new Earth, because in this point in time that his consciousness has accessed through this QHHT session, he's now celebrating on New Earth with Dolores Cannon. How cool is this session? Oh my goodness. I'm actually quite glad that I didn't do this session, because if I had, I think I probably would have fainted. So Lisa goes, "Oh, wow, can you see her?" And Derek says, yeah, she's here. She's above me. She's waving at me. Ask if you can talk to her. So then Derek says this, and I'm listening to this on the recording. It's amazing. Dolores, I'd like to personally thank you for our QHHT journey here on Earth, and to tell you that you were right. Not only has the Earth split, but the universe has split. And she's saying, I told you so. I told you so. And now we can go wherever we want. It's wonderful. So just imagine that for a minute, guys. This is not just about New Earth. When we go to New Earth and our consciousness rises, we can access everywhere. So it's like graduating a certain school. When you're at that level, because you have to hold a certain frequency in your heart, love vibration, to make it to the New Earth. If you hold that frequency in your heart, there's no stopping us going anywhere. We've been quarantined on this earth because of the darkness for so long. Once the darkness no longer holds our frequency and we're on New Earth, we can go anywhere. So all of you starseeds that are longing to go home, you can go home. You can come back to the New Earth whenever you want. We can do whatever we want. This is such a joyous time. It's such an amazing time to be alive. And all of us right now who are aware of this should be really, really joyous. So if you've been feeling a bit down, stop that now, because you need to get in the love vibration. You need to get in the frequency of joy and happiness, because this is happening, and it's happening soon. So I will continue with what Dolores Cannon has to say. So Lisa says, can you ask her for some information about your journey with QHHT? Derek says, I'm asking her where my journey with QHHT is going to take me. And she's telling me that I'm going to be helping a lot of people in the lifetime that we saw, taking them off the old earth. And that me, as Derek, I'm going to be helping a lot of people in QHHT sessions to raise their vibration. And she's saying to me, this is the new present where we are now. She's also saying to me that I'm going to be very, very, very busy next year, because more people are going to be waking up. And this is the key information that Dolores says right here, right now. So you want to be listening at this point. If you're doing your ironing, if you're watching something else, if you're having a cup of tea or whatever, this is the part you need to listen to. Oh, Dolores says it's not going to be much longer. 6 months, 8 months maximum at the most, until the split starts to get really hectic. August next year, it is going to get really, really hectic. This is the point where the worlds start to split. Now, we already know that the consciousness has started to split. We see people that, those of us who believe we have a higher level of consciousness, we see people that we would describe as still being very much in 3D, very plugged into the matrix, worried about work, about everything, because that's how this world makes you feel. You've got 3D going one way and you've got 5D going another way. This started back in 2012. In 2012, the worlds started to split. If you think back to 2012, everybody can think of something that was a choice that they needed to make that was quite significant, that set them off on a certain path. I know exactly what mine was. Sorry. Mine was having my babies. I had a choice to make. Did I stay a career woman? Because I was very, very dedicated career woman. Or did I have my babies? And I chose my babies. I chose my babies because I knew I had to have my babies. I knew I had to choose the path of love and not the path of material wealth. So I chose in 2012 my path, and that path, it was the best choice I ever made, because that path has led me here. It opened me up spiritually. The love I felt having my children, it led me to where I am now. So that was my choice back in 2012. And these choices that we made back then have led us in two different directions. Dolores Cannon is telling us that in the next 6 to 8 months, this is the most significant time. The worlds are splitting. You can see it everywhere. You can see the lower level consciousness, and the 3D consciousness is playing over here. 5D consciousness is thinking about totally different things over here. It's happening. It's becoming more and more pronounced, to the point where the people that are in 5D consciousness, they can't even understand people who are in 3D consciousness anymore. And the guys who are in 3D consciousness, they can't understand us. They think we're barking mad. Literally. The worlds are splitting. And Dolores is telling us that the next 6 to 8 months is when this split happens. Now, I have said this over my last few videos. I believe the splitting of the worlds will happen around the next American general election, because it is galvanizing so many people. It's so emotive. You're either aware of what's going on in the world now, and you're aware of what's been happening in the world and the role that the darkness has played, or you're not. There are still people waking up, but over this next 6 to 8 months and the lead up to the next general election in America, it will pull people so far apart in their streams of consciousness that around that time, I believe that will be the trigger for the event. That's my own personal opinion. And I've said that in previous videos, so you know that I'm not just jumping on the back of the gravy train of what Dolores has said. That is what I have believed for a long time. Now, Dolores says here that the next 6 to 8 months, around August time next year, is when it all kicks off. So if you think of that for a moment, guys, we haven't got long to wait. I've told you, I've been telling you every week it's happening. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can see it. It's happening. Don't feel down. Don't think, is this ever going to happen? It's happening. The split is happening in real time right now. And Dolores Cannon tells us 6 to 8 months, around the time of August next year, the split is going to get really, really hectic. Then she gives a message that's very important for QHHT practitioners. So if you are a QHHT practitioner, please pay attention to this, because Dolores Cannon wanted this sharing to all of the practitioners. Share it far and wide. This is from Dolores Cannon. When you're doing a session with people, it's very, very important to visualize a golden triangle of light above their heads. You can even see this triangle turning in a clockwise pattern. Visualize that golden triangle made of golden light. Some people will have flashes of light in it. They are DNA codings. This is very important. This is actually Dolores Cannon that's saying this. Even if the practitioner feels that that client has not had a successful session, so if they've not gone under hypnosis, you must send them away with that golden triangle above their heads. That golden triangle is full of DNA codings, and it is to get them ready for ascension. It is to get them ready for the new earth. And it will help them to be transported through time and space. Then she says there's other practitioners that are going to be woken up like you today. Then she says the fleet, so all of the ships that are everywhere waiting for this to happen, the fleet are getting ready to start moving. This is bigger than you can imagine. This is what Dolores Cannon actually says in this session. I'll repeat that. This is bigger than you can possibly imagine. She says she's going to be helping me a lot. When you look at the inside of your hands and fingers, there are really golden activations there already, all printed. If you touch someone, they are going to have an activation without knowing it. It's to help as many souls as possible. And for the ones that stay on the old earth, it's going to be very tough for them with the staying in that universe that's going to be pulled inside out. Then Lisa says, is there any other way that we can use QHHT to help people, to help as many people as we can? And Dolores says, by placing golden triangles above their head after the sessions. All my students must do this. Message from Dolores Cannon. All of her students must do this. We must place the golden triangle from this point onwards above every single person that we see from this point onwards. It will help them with ascension. You can tell them this. You must get the message out, and she will let practitioners know as and when she can. Some might see it as a solid triangle. Some might see it as a holograph. Doesn't matter. But it's very important that you visualize it as practitioners after your sessions above the client. Then Lisa asks, does she have any more advice about how we can help people through QHHT sessions? Dolores says, you're doing very well. Her advice is that you ask to call her team in. There's a team from what you would call heaven. They're 12th and 15th dimension and up. Classic Dolores. They don't have to know who they are. They don't have to know who they are. Just call them in. It's an energy. Just call them in and work with their golden energy. A golden ball of light. Is there anyone else that we need to call in? And then Dolores says, she's going to assist me at night time. Dolores tells me to Derek that even from behind the scenes, I'll be meeting a lot of people. I'm going to be working with some of the members of the fleet. So the people that are up in the ships, I'll be working at night time. When the earth starts to plummet and go down, know that the ships are already there and they will be made available. So that message is for everybody that's worrying about this. You know, what I would say is, don't worry. Everything's taken care of. We're all going to be fine. You know, all those of us that are awake and aware have made this choice to ascend. It's our choice. Just as it's the choice of the people who don't want to ascend. It's their choice. And we have to honour that. We can't force people to ascend, because then they wouldn't be happy in the place where we're going. And they can't access that place unless they have the right frequency. And if they don't hold that frequency of joy in their hearts, they can't get there. So they have to go and they have to learn a few more lessons first to be able to access that childlike feeling of joy in their hearts. Once they can access that, they can come to the new earth if they want to. But it's important that they work on themselves to be able to access that frequency, because without that frequency, you can't get in. This is what's so amazing about this place. It's not like 3D Earth where if you've got enough money, you can buy a pass to get in anywhere. No amount of money is going to get you up there. No amount of money is going to get you up there. What's going to get you up there is what's in here. So if you can do anything at all between now and next August, work on what's in here. Help people. You know, the more you help people, the more you give. And it doesn't have to be money. The more you give of yourself, the more you give love, the more your frequency grows. if that's one piece of advice I could give to anybody, it would be, don't think you're leaving yourself lacking when you give to other people, because the universe doesn't work like that. The more you give, the more your flame grows, the stronger you become, and the stronger you grow in here. And it's what's in here that will get you to the new earth, to the new universe. So if you can work on anything, work on love and the love frequency. I am the light. I am the love. If you don't listen to Blossom Goodchild, search for Blossom Goodchild on YouTube. She's got the right vibration. She is love. She is light. Listen to Blossom Goodchild. She will get you in the mood. Right. Sorry, I've digressed again, haven't I? I know I have a habit of doing that. I can't help it. So at this point, Lisa says to Derek, "Oh, so you're training at night time?" And he says, "Yes, I'm training with the fleet members and the councils, with the councils of higher light. The councils of higher light are all split into different teams. When you arrive at New Earth, you will be in small groups of people, lots of teams and big teamwork." That sounds amazing. It's my idea of heaven. Teamwork, for me, is what life is all about, because we are stronger when we work together. Anything else that you need to know now in terms of the things that you need to be working towards? And then Derek says, "Dolores is telling me I don't need to worry about where I will find people for quantum healing, because there's going to be so many people coming for quantum healing sessions in the new year, because everybody is going to start getting activated and realizing that they need to come for a quantum healing session. Because what the quantum healing sessions do is it gets rid of all of the grime, emotional grime, trauma that you've carried in all of these lifetimes where we've been trapped in this crazy dark density. It cleans it all off, and it gets you all sparkly and shiny and trauma-free and ready to ascend. And also, we're putting these golden triangles above everybody, so they're just ready to go to the new earth." And Lisa says, "Is there anything else that we need to know about quantum healing?" Dolores, through Derek, says, "You're all connected and you're all working together. You're all connected." And Dolores is holding a candle of light. She's holding space for all of the practitioners to make their journey to the new earth in peace and love. There's so much love. It's so exciting. It's more than we can ever imagine. It's not just a new earth. It's a new universe opening up. And it's wonderful. From now on and to the shift, no more worries, no more financial problems. Don't worry about anything. It's all taken care of. Lisa says, "Does she have the power to help you with any DNA activations that are needed? Do you have all of your DNA activated?" So then Derek says that Dolores is telling him that we have 24 different strands of DNA. He has 20 that are in the process of being activated, but the other 4 strands of DNA will not be activated until the moment of the shift. And that's another thing right there, straight from Dolores Cannon. And she knows, trust me. So at the time of the shift, when the great wave from Creator, the great wave of love comes, that takes those of us who have got our DNA activated to the 20 strands. It activates that final four strands that take us to New Earth. Fantastic. And in this session, Dolores actually gives loads of activations for both practitioners. She sorts all of the chakras out, sorts them all out. And this is the most fantastic thing. I heard this in real time. Dolores was fixing Derrick's body. So normally we would bring the higher self through to do all of the fixing of the body. But Lisa, being the amazing practitioner that she is, and how incredible is this? I mean, how incredible is this? Dolores used to do this when she was on Earth. She founded this technique. And Lisa is using Dolores, who's now on the other side in a different dimension, to fix Derrick's body. So for the first time ever, well, it might not be the first time ever, but for the first time that I'm aware of, Dolores is fixing a client's body from the other side. That blew my mind when I listened to this session. So then Dolores fixes Derrick's knees because Derrick does not have very good eyesight, and for years and years and years, when he's walked, he's stepped on things that he shouldn't have stepped on because he didn't see them, so his knees are in a terrible state. Dolores fixed his knees. Not only that, she fixed his eyes in this session. I heard all of it. She fixed his eyes. So when he woke up, he went from not being able to see very well at all to being able to see perfectly. And his eyes have even changed colour. They look different. Dolores Cannon fixed his eyes. I mean, that's miraculous, but that shows you what can be done with QHHT. Normally, it's the higher self that comes through and makes these changes to the physical body. But in this one, it was Dolores Cannon. Oh my goodness. Seriously, what a time to be alive. I don't think I could be any more excited than I am right now. So at this point, Dolores says, you will see what I mean about everything as it happens. You will see what I mean about the two worlds splitting and the old Earth being in a universe that is pulled inside out. You will witness it, but you will already be on New Earth. And Lisa asks, how can you, Derrick, better communicate with your team that's been helping you? And Derrick, Dolores via Derrick says, QHHT practitioners are already connected with each other on a different vibrational level. But this vibrational level will become more intense. My team of people, so this is Dolores, and by that she means her practitioners, my team of people, you must not worry. You must not panic. You can do this work inside out. And then she says, wherever people want to go after they move to the new earth, they can go. Whatever their interests are, they can do it. Then, at this point, she starts giving some more information about what's actually happening on the earth as we see it right now. So this is still Dolores Cannon coming via Derrick. A lot of the trees on this planet that are on fire, we think that it's wildfires, but, and in one reality it is, but the trees are leaving too. They are being relocated to the new earth and to other planetary systems. It is not just humans who are going to relocate to the new earth or to different planets. The fires are the relocation of the forest. We see fire because they have gone, but they have been saved. It's not just man who needs to be saved. Water is being moved to the new earth and other planets. Water on this earth is also going through a vibrational shift and change. Water is relocating to new earth. Water is energy, just like the trees. All life on this planet is shifting. It's going to be quite desolate, what is left. And those people that choose to stay, If they choose to stay, then let them stay. It's massive what is taking place. It will be a mystery, an adventure. It's part of the fun of it all. You must not worry. It is all already taken care of. Then Derek says, she's saying that she was right about the earth splitting. You are going to the new earth. It's a journey, and a beautiful journey. Changing vibrational frequencies to a new universe. You are switching universes. The whole universe is moving. The old earth will be in the old universe turned inside out, but you will be in a new universe and higher vibrational frequency. And you won't even be sad. You felt sad at the beginning, but you're going to leave it all behind you. There's nothing that you can do about the souls that stay on the old earth, in the old universe. It is their choice to stay there. We all have a choice. And then Lisa says, what is the new earth going to be like? It is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. A beautiful place. There are no worries. There's no slogging it out at a hard job to put a roof over your head. You can pursue anything that you want, all your interests. And don't forget, the people there are all in the same love frequency. Just imagine what that will feel like. So there you have it. Out of the mouth of Dolores Cannon herself, with a session between two QHHT practitioners. Dolores chooses all of her practitioners herself, and she chose to come into that session and deliver this incredibly powerful message. So the shift is imminent. Within the next 6 to 8 months, the split is really going to get chaotic, and it's going to start pulling apart, basically. So to me, that means that the event is literally just around the corner. Everything is ready. The fleets are on standby. The ships are on standby for the people who won't be able to make the frequency shift. The chaos is necessary on the earth in order to polarize the consciousness to the excessive points whereby the two will split. And Source Creator is linked to all of us via the trunk of that tree. Source Creator understands and feels the exact divine moment when it is necessary to send the wave of love to push those two streams of consciousness into the splitting of the worlds. And it's at that moment that we will go to New Earth, and it's at that moment that the beings and the humans that are left in the old dying universe, the old 3D Earth, they will be moved off of the Earth in the ships, and it would just literally be the really, really dark souls that are left on the old dying 3D Earth. And don't forget, everybody is on their own path. Some people choose to play the role of the darkness in this big game because they want to see what it feels like to be the darkness. So don't deny anybody their path. They're on their path. The darkness provides contrast for the light, but we are the light. We know that. We feel it. We don't choose to be the darkness. That's our choice. We're allowed our choice too. We choose to be the light. And those who are left on the old dying 3D Earth will be the very, very low vibrational souls, and they need more time in that space to decide what course of action they want to do next, what they want to do, and it will provide the light that they need for them to progress as well. So, from the mouth of Dolores Cannon, it's happening. It's coming down the wire, which is what I've been saying for the past few videos. I can feel it. I am so connected in to the love energy. I can feel it's building. You know, just on the back of that, I've had so many incredible things happen this week, which I'll talk about in a minute, that shows me that the love energy is building. But before I move off this, I just want to give a massive shout out to my two amazing friends. So the people that conducted this session, the incredible practitioner Lisa Armstrong, who is a dear friend of mine. I love her so much. She's one of the nicest people you will ever meet. The frequency of Lisa is so high, it bowls you over. When I met her, I couldn't take my eyes off of her. She is such a bright light. And Dolores actually described her as a golden being of light. And Dolores is totally right, because that is what Lisa is. She's incredible. So Lisa is based in South Africa, in Ballito, Zimbabwe. And Derek Mendelsohn, oh my love, my love, my love. The amazing Derek. What a wonderful person Derek is. He's sunshine. He is light. And you know, Dolores Cannon picked so well when she picked Lisa and Derek to bring this message to everybody. She picked so well because they are the most incredible people. Derek is just sunshine. He's beautiful, and the fact that he's allowed his information to be shared in this way, what a wonderful person. Derek is a practitioner as well. So, wow. And Derek is in South Africa. He's based in Western Cape in Hermanus. So if you're in South Africa and you watch my videos, and I know I have people in South Africa who watch, please do reach out to Lisa and Derek for a QHHT session next year for your golden triangles to be put over your heads in order to get your DNA activations for Ascension, because we're on Team Ascension now. We're going down the slope to Ascension. This is it, guys. The moment is now. I will also say to everybody watching this, if you watch my videos and you are really interested in QHHT, if you watch Alba Wyman, you know, all of the different practitioners all over the world that practice QHHT, you need to get a QHHT session done if you haven't already. If you have not already have one, you need to have one. The time is now. We're going to be going to New Earth soon. You need to do it now, so it gives you your activations that you still need to have. It wipes off all your eons of traumatic grime energetically, and it gets you pinging and ready, like the shining star that you are, ready for Ascension. So you need to get your QHHT sessions booked in now. If anybody wants to book in with me, you can book in with me on www.laurawhitworthqhht.com. My sessions for January and February are up. So yeah, crack on and do that. If you want to book a session with Lisa and Derek in South Africa, you can find them on QHHTofficial.com. You can find me on QHHTofficial.com as well. But if you go to QHHTofficial.com, look at the tabs at the top. If you click on Find a Practitioner, wait till it loads, it will bring up a filter at the top. If you type in South Africa, it will bring up the list of practitioners in South Africa, and Lisa and Derek are on there. Lisa Armstrong, Derek Mendelsohn. So what do I want to mention now? So if you just tuned in for the information, that's the end of the information. If you're interested in all of the other stuff that I have to share, then carry on watching. So what else do I have to mention to you this week? You may well remember a while ago I shared the artwork of a wonderful lady who drew this painting of this portal in the forest. And you can find her on Twitter. She's quite elusive, but you can find her on Twitter if you want to buy her artwork. And her handle on Twitter is @Nuff, spelt Nuff, underscore fairy. So it's like fairy Nuff, but it's at Nuff underscore fairy. She did this amazing painting. On the back of that video that I made talking about this painting, that was why the incredible Melissa contacted me. You might remember me talking about Melissa a few videos ago, who sent me the awesome channelings that I read out from the beings who were in the ships waiting for the event. Well, Melissa not only channels, not only does Reiki, she's also going to be training in quantum healing, but she also paints. And she sent me this. That is an actual painting. I think it's an oil painting, this one, that she painted herself. She sent it me. It arrived this last week through the post. Look at that. So that's like, the painting that I showed you before is like part 1. And this is like part 2. This is where the beings come out of the portal from a different world. Look at that work. That is absolutely superb. I went on to Melissa's website to check out her work, and I literally just want to buy everything, and I'm not even kidding. If you're a starseed and you're into just pictures of stars, because I could look at pictures of stars all day. Melissa does paintings with the incredible constellations, the galaxies, supernovas. She does, there's one that's called Milky Way over the Mojave Desert. Oh, that one's incredible. And not only does she do the original artwork that you can buy, but she's going to start making prints of them as well. So if you want to buy the prints, which I'm guessing will be considerably cheaper, of these originals, this is the original artwork that I've got. Oh my goodness, I'm so lucky. If you want to buy the prints as well, I literally, as soon as prints become available, I'm buying every single one because I want them all over my house. So if you want to have a look at Melissa's artwork, who is the incredible lady who does the channeling as well. So on her website, there's channeled messages on her website. You can book Reiki sessions with her. She's based in America, Melissa. Her website is called heyitsmelissa.love. What an amazing website. What an amazing name for a website. heyitsmelissa.love. I'll obviously put all of this information, like I always do, in the text of the YouTube video, but check that painting out. That is an actual painting, and she has written me a message on the back of that. You can just see the green writing there. She's written me a message that says, Laura, thank you for the light that you bring to the world. You are so very loved, Melissa. And this right here is some of the evidence that I want to show you of the love energies that are ramping up in the world. Everybody is feeling it. Everybody that's connected into the love vibration is feeling it. This beautiful being of light, this beautiful, amazing lady sent me this painting. She could have sold this for hundreds of dollars. It's exquisite work. And she sent it me. I'm just blown away. Absolutely blown away. So if you get a chance, check out Melissa's work. You will not regret it. Just go on her website and have a look, because when you see her artwork, you're going to want to contact her. I'm guessing she does commissioned works as well. So if you tell her what you want her to paint, I'm guessing she will do that. I want all of her artwork. I want a piece in every room. And I think I might actually have to do that. So yeah, heyitsmelissa.love. And talking about the love energies, I don't know if you can see it, but this huge bouquet of flowers arrived at my house yesterday, which was the nicest surprise, because yesterday I was up to my eyeballs in sick and diarrhea because both of my kids were poorly, and I was feeling very sorry for myself. And there was a knock at the door, and this huge bouquet of flowers arrived from a very, very beautiful angel who I did a QHHT session for earlier this year. You know who you are, angel, and we'll not give your name out over the video, but I just want to thank you with all my heart. And this amazing angel from my home sent it me just to tell me that she loves me. Just to brighten my day. No other reason other than that. And that for me, just it being in this density, for someone to do something as wonderful as that, words can never describe how I feel about that. It's just the most incredible thing ever. And thank you so much. And I can feel where we are going. I can feel those love energies. And that's what we all need to do now. We need to anchor that love energy onto this earth to galvanize our side of the split. Because you can bet your ass the darkness are galvanizing their side of the split. We need to increase the love energies on our side. So Creator knows that we're ready. It's down to us. Let's ramp it up. We need to ramp up kindness. We need to reach out to each other. Think of ways that you can think of to be kind, to be nice, to do nice things for people. And on that vein, I'm going to do something nice for somebody now. So you may well remember the last video I did. I said I was going to give away a quantum healing session in the new year on January the 18th, which is a Saturday at 10 a.m. I had many people reach out to me who wanted to be considered, but you have to be able to actually come to the UK to have the session, because I do not do any sessions via Skype. In my opinion, having conducted over 100 interviews with practitioners all over the world on Skype and Zoom, Skype and Zoom is so unpredictable. I don't know how people can hypnotize people over Skype and Zoom, because everything I say, because I'm so loud anyway, it ricochets back, it dips out, it crashes. So I would never forgive myself if I was hypnotizing somebody and the signal crashed out, or I couldn't get them under hypnosis because the sound quality was distorting. So I will not do sessions over Skype and Zoom. And as official practitioners, we are taught Dolores Cannon's methods. Dolores Cannon believed it should be face-to-face. So I do all my sessions face-to-face. So that means that out of all of the people that contacted me for the session, the free giveaway session, I have 6 people who are going to be eligible to go in for this draw. So the first one, I don't know if you can see that, is Melinda. That's the avatar. Second one is Gemini Girl. Third one is Alien DNA. Fourth one is Flying Dreamer. Fifth one is Ruthie. And sixth one is That Topic. So here's my lovely little crimson hat. I did want to put them in a Santa hat, but as I explained earlier, haven't been in the loft yet to get our Christmas decorations down. I keep putting it off because it's just a nightmare every year. All of the dust and the grime falls down out of the loft, and I end up having to hoover a gazillion times. So I'm going to put that off to the last point possible, to the point where my kids are like, seriously, can we have a tree up before Santa comes? And then I might do it. And my Santa hat's up there. So you're going to have to put up with my little crimson bobble hat, which I actually wear to do the school run. So they've all gone in there. Give it a little shake. Drum roll. Right, universe, guide my hand to pick whoever needs this session. You're telling me this one. This one has gone super hot, so whoever this is, This is the person who needs it. Open it out. Flying Dreamer. Flying Dreamer, you are the winner of the QHHT Christmas giveaway. So Flying Dreamer, contact me and I'll send you all of my paperwork that you need to fill in order for me to sort out your free quantum healing session. I can't wait to meet you. For all of the other people that submitted an entrant into the Christmas giveaway, I'm really sorry it didn't come out, but if you feel guided to, please do book in and come and see me in the new year. I'm sending you all lots and lots of love and light. Congratulations to Flying Dreamer. What else do I have to tell you? I'm going to do like a bit of a book of the week thing because I personally love reading, and it's always good to know other books which are full of information for people who are awake. And this week's book of the week is Voyagers by Ashiana Dean, The Sleeping Abductees. Now, this is one in a series. They're very rare, these books. They're actually out of print now. And I think the cheapest you can actually buy them for is something ridiculous like £180. A wonderful lady that I know lent me this book, and I've had it since the summer. Sorry. And I've only just got around to starting to read it, and it is phenomenal. I wished I'd have known how phenomenal it was in the summer, but I was just too busy. So I've just started reading it. It's amazing. It's basically the true history of our planet and how we all ended up being in the sticky wicket that we're in right now. Yeah, it was written years ago, but it's the information is relevant now because it's written by beings that Ashiana Dean channel, and they were privy to knowledge of the future because they're not bound by space and time, blah 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 blah. You know all of that jazz. So yeah, amazing book, can't put it down. I've got the second one to read as well, so as soon as I finish this I'm going to read the second one. On the vein of books, if you still haven't bought your Christmas presents, you want to buy something that you can give somebody that is an awake individual that enjoys reading. These are my fiction books. They're fiction, but they're based on fact, and they're based around inner earth beings, beings on different planets, the beings that are here working with the governments, and my main character is a 15-year-old American schoolgirl called Isadora Stone, who's telepathic, and she ends up being sucked into this different world, which is actually the world that we awakened people know is real. So if anyone stumbles upon my books that are asleep, they'll just think, oh wow, what an amazing book. Can you imagine if that was real? But actually, those of us that are awake know it is actually real. So book one is Isadora Stone and the Magic Portal. Book two is Isadora Stone and the Battle for Inner Earth. You can get them on Amazon worldwide. If you want to book a session with me, go to my website, www.laurawhitworthqhht.com, and book in for New Year. We are on the downward slope of a slide now to ascension, to the event. This is the fun part, guys. We've done the hard part. We've done the hard part. Trust me. The world's going to get crazier. 1,000% it's going to get crazier. But it's necessary because the world is splitting. And I'll refer back to something that Derek said right at the beginning of this session. As the being that he was, he said things didn't go the way that they wanted it to go. Higher dimensional, higher consciousness beings didn't want there to be a split. They didn't want there to be a splitting of the earth. They wanted the entire earth to raise to the new universe. However, the darkness has got their hooks in, so much so that is not possible And if you read the works of Dolores Cannon, you know, Dolores has spoken about for a long, long time the splitting of the worlds. You know, one of her books is The Three Waves of Volunteers and the New Earth. Read Dolores's work. Throughout all of her work, she talks about the splitting of the worlds. If you're interested in this, you want to get prepared for Ascension and you've not read her books, I would strongly, strongly, strongly urge you read her books. Read the Convoluted Universe series. There's 5 of those. They're very big books. They're worth reading. And read The Three Waves of Volunteers and the New Earth. Read all of them if you can, but they're great ones to start with. Dolores spoke about it for years. This information has been coming through for Dolores for years about the fact that the world is going to split. And we've just had that confirmed from Dolores Cannon at a point in time where she's actually on the New Earth after the split has happened. So we are now focusing on our side of the earth, which is positive, which is love, which is light, which is doing things for each other, which is doing anything for anybody, which is going to bring a smile to their face. And at this time of year, Christmas time, there is no better time to do something for somebody which is kind. And you can get away with it, even if you feel a little bit, I don't know, uncomfortable. You can get away with it because you can say, oh, well, it's Christmas, you know, Christmas cheer and all that. So I thought I would do something kind for you. And if we concentrate on our earth, which is the new earth, which is 5D consciousness, which is love, which is what's in here, we look after our bodies, we stay in joy, we do things that make us happy and make others happy. If we do all of these things and concentrate on our earth, the 3D earth, which is just utter craziness, can concentrate on what it wants, on Brexit and all of the craziness that's going off in 3D earth. And then as we move forwards over the next 6 to 8 months, these two earths are going to pull so far apart, like magnets that are repelled by each other. The lower consciousness 3D cannot bear to be near us. They can't bear to be near our frequency. So we're actually already living in 2 worlds. That's why it feels difficult when you bring family members together that are in the 2 different worlds, because we can't see eye to eye. You may find a lot of that around Christmas. Just remember, you are the love, you are the light. And don't get triggered no matter what, because we're eyes down looking now. We heard from Dolores Cannon today, the split is not much longer, 6 to 8 months. Key pivotal point, August next year, is when it gets that crazy, frantic. It's happening, guys. And all that is left for me to say is have a wonderful Christmas. I might share some more sessions before Christmas. I'm not sure yet. It depends how things go at this end and whether I do actually manage to get a Christmas tree up or not. If I manage to get a Christmas tree up, then I may have some time to do some more transcribing. But I do have a QHHT session booked in myself over the Christmas period. And literally all of my questions in my session are going to be around Ascension, the event, the splitting of the worlds. So after Christmas, I should have more information to share as well about that. So have a great Christmas. Just enjoy yourself, guys. Enjoy being with your family. Always remember to stay in your heart space. Always remember to be in love, to be in joy. And don't forget, whatever you are doing, make sure you keep vibrating high. Till the next time, see you later. Bye.